Hi, I'm Andrew Alix here with Keegan Jordan, and we are here to bring you some information
about the BCS Bowl games.
The BCS in its final year. So let's start off with the Orange Bowl. The Orange Bowl features Clemson and Ohio State. Now, Ohio State was undefeated for how many games? Like 24 straight games?
Yeah.
Until they lost this Saturday to Michigan State.
Last year they won the national championship due to sanctions, and to be honest, I think Ohio State's record doesn't really show what that team is. I think they're a worse team. Just the Big Ten is a very easy conference.
This year.
Well, Clemson was in... The ACC was pretty, impressive in my opinion.
Yeah, no, the ACC having one of its better years. In Clemson's 2 losses, you get, obviously, the Florida State team that's, unstoppable. And then you have a very good South Carolina team who beat them in the last week of the season. So, and going into this game, I don't know what the point spread is, but I would think I would go with Clemson to win.
You know, I'm going to go with Ohio State because what I'm going to say about that is I think Michigan State's a better team than South Carolina and more of an impressive game there. And also, I think Clemson's a bit overrated because I don't think Taj Boyd is that great of a quarterback. He's just a very good quarterback. While Sammy Watkins was a little disappointing this year, there were some better receivers like Mike Evans. And also, they got crushed against Florida State. Yes, Florida State is a great
against Florida State.
Yes, Florida State is a good team, but they didn't really compete that much, and so I think they should have been effective at the BCS, and there's better teams out there.
All right, on to our second bowl game. You know, on the note of Michigan State, let's talk Michigan State-Stanford in the Rose Bowl game.
The granddaddy of them all.
The granddaddy of them all, and we got a Stanford team who was very high at the beginning of the season, and they seemed to tail off at the end. And you got a Michigan State team who was under the radar the entire season. One loss, Notre Dame, who isn't that good, but they beat out everyone else. So who do you like, the Big Ten champions or the Pac-10 champions?
I think the reason why Stanford is 10-2 is because the Pac-12 was, other than the SEC, the hardest division in all of college football. I really like Stanford's front 7 on defense. They have a solid defense. I like their coach. They're now kind of a program, and I think Stanford's going to win 28-20.
Yeah, Stanford's really elevating themselves into that top level of college football, and they've shown that even with the loss of Jim Harbaugh, they have longevity with this program. This new coach is all in, and a lot of kids in this recruiting game, they want to go to Stanford and get that top-notch education, and results show on the field. So I'm also going to go with Stanford, and like you said, the Pac-12 was a very, very strong conference this year with Stanford, Oregon, Arizona State, etc. All right, we can do a short prediction on this one. Alabama, Oklahoma.
Well, Oklahoma, I think, definitely deserves a BCS spot. They were really under the radar from usual Oklahoma teams, but the problem is, just with the luck, whatever, Alabama is maybe the best team in the country besides, obviously, Auburn and Florida State. That's a solid team. That's a program. Nick Saban made that team into an NFL team. I don't really give Oklahoma that much of a shot. I wouldn't be surprised if they upset them, but I don't think it's going to happen.
I bet my hat that Alabama wins. I wouldn't say there's any chance that Oklahoma wins. Alabama's too good. Well, that's it for now, but stay tuned for next week. We're going to have the second half of BCS Preview.
You don't want to miss it.